Hello and welcome to Greg Norman, Australian Grille. We are at Barefoot Landing, North Myrtle Beach, and we're going to partake in let's call this an elevated fine dining experience that's not stuffy. Don't worry about if your dress is expensive enough or if that blazer has been pressed. You'll be all right. This is where Greg Norman is located, kind of in the back left corner. It's been there since 1999. I would imagine a lot of people go through Barefoot Landing, don't even realize it's there. But those people are missing out, and you'll see why in a moment. There's Lulu's right over there. So if you're familiar with Lulu's, you know where Greg Norman Grille is. Once you get inside, you're going to notice a lot of earthy tones, a lot of what may appear to be a Western theme. You're close. It's an Australian outback color palette. And the menu also utilizes that theme. Show you what I mean in a minute. A couple of very unique items on this menu that you're probably not going to find anywhere else. The main dining room has a very large ceiling, very airy. Like I said earlier, it's not stuffy. It's a very comfortable experience. If you don't want the main dining room, there is a full bar around the corner from this room, and there is seating along the waterway in its own temporarily enclosed space. It looks like they could open and close it depending on the season. So you've got a lot of options here, depending on the type of experience you specifically want to have, if you're willing to wait. I'll mention that on this day, there was an hour-and-a-half wait if you did not have a reservation. So I recommend reservations for Greg Norman, Australian Grille. So we sat down in our comfy chair and decided to start the meal with a couple drinks. A little something they call the new fashioned, a little twist on the old fashioned. And if you like Belvedere, they have something called the Belvedere Bliss, which was surprisingly good, very good. Of course, they're going to give you a little bit of bread, fill you up on that bread. That is complimentary. As we started looking over the appetizer menu, something popped up. Kangaroo. You can get kangaroo here at Greg Norman. I didn't see that coming. On the next page, I saw ostrich. So not only can you get kangaroo, you can get ostrich. This is the Outback. Anyway, we just went with the yellowfin tuna. We weren't going crazy. This felt like sushi, tasted a little bit like sushi. You got that horseradish sauce. It was good. I don't think I'd get it again if I went back, but I enjoyed it in the moment. They do have an open kitchen, which is really cool. As you can see, you can watch them as they're cooking whatever they're throwing on the grill. Earlier, I mentioned a full bar. This is said bar. This bar also has a view of the waterway off to the right-hand side. What they call their waterfront seating is the strip room here up against the water. Didn't go back there. Our table wasn't back there. I'm not going to bother these people, but you get the idea. From the outside, this is what it looks like. So that cover there, I assume, is removable in the summer and you can close it in the winter. It's going to give you this view of the waterway. It may be slightly obstructed, so if your view while you dine is a little more important than the quality of the entrees, I recommend go to Lulu's next door. Every seat there is a waterway view seat. They have a wide open building. The entire wall facing the waterway is open. But we're not here for that. We're here for fine dining and comfy chairs. These are the most comfortable booths in all of Myrtle Beach. Period. The end. So these guys win what I'm going to call the Myrtle Beach Vibes Comfy Chair Award. While perusing the different flights options for drinks here, I noticed there's a bourbon flight for $515. Yeah, $515. No thanks. I'll pass on that one. For our first entree, I went with the Antarctic salmon, 7 ounce. At first glance, it just looks like a piece of salmon, but this was excellent. Possibly the best fillet of salmon I've ever had. I'd gladly order that again, and I'd gladly order this sweet potato mash. Also excellent. And you might think the portions aren't big enough, but I'll tell you what, by the time I was done, I was full and I was happy. Second entree we got was the lobster ravioli. Also, very good, very well cooked. I don't think I'd order it a second time, but similar to that appetizer, I enjoyed it in the moment and I don't regret it. So, what does all this cost? I claim this is an expensive restaurant. Well, let's add it all up. Now remember where we're at. We're at Barefoot Landing. This is a place where you're walking around in a tank top and flip-flops, so this kind of elevated dining is not typical. So yes, this is the most expensive restaurant in Barefoot, and for 2 people to have drinks, an appetizer, and an entree, it's gonna run you about $130 before tip. Tip. Remember, that's one of my main rules in this area. The service industry needs your assistance, so if you get good service, give a good tip. So that's Barefoot Landing's most expensive restaurant, Greg Norman Australian Grill. Let me know if you've been there and what your experience is. And if you haven't been there, let me know if you're thinking about it now. And heck, maybe you didn't even know it was there. Let me know if this is a surprise to you. As we watch the Barefoot Queen come down the waterway, this is where I say, take it easy.